Hey everybody, welcome back. These are some marriages that ended in 10 seconds or less.
Fun fact, an Egyptian woman divorced her husband after 40 days of marriage because he refused to buy her shawarma. The woman, identified only as Samia, had agreed to a traditional arranged marriage and only knew her husband for 2 months prior to the wedding. After they got married, her husband told her how much he hated going out because it was a waste of money. But after 40 days of marriage, Samia begged her husband to go out since they hadn't yet left the house as a married couple, and he reluctantly agreed to take her for a juice. After getting a juice, Samia asked her husband to buy her a shawarma. The husband refused, saying he had already bought her a juice and that's it. He went on to say she was trying to exploit him of his wealth.
What?
Since he had already bought her a juice, and now she was trying to get him to buy her a shawarma? Upon returning back to their home, Samia packed her things, returned to her family home, and filed for divorce.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. I ain't mad about it. Get this woman a shawarma. Get us all shawarmas, honestly. I'll take one. I'm hungry. I feel like it wasn't the shawarma. It was the stinginess and the unwillingness to take her out. And the shawarma was the straw that broke the camel's back. No pun intended, because this is an Egyptian couple. Understandable. Shawarma is great. Okay, maybe it was a little bit about the shawarma. Maybe just a little bit. No, because a shawarma is like $2. He called her a gold digger for asking for a $5 meal, a drink, and a dish. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Honestly, I'm just coming to the conclusion that men that accuse you of being a gold digger don't have any gold to dig. There's no gold there. Zero gold. If that upsets you, that's a you problem. If a $5 meal, buying your wife a $5 meal upsets you, that's a you problem, baby. Good. No one should stand between a person and their shawarma. You guys are making me hungry. Bro fumbled an arranged marriage act. That's actually crazy. All you had to do was get her a shawarma, buddy. That's it. Bride wants a divorce just one day after the wedding due to groom's wedding cake stunt. I'm seeing a pattern here. I got married just before Christmas and I'm hoping to be divorced or annulled by the end of January. Well, that was fast. That was very fast.
I'm fastest, boy.
I never cared about getting married, but I wasn't opposed to it. So when my boyfriend proposed in 2020, we decided to go for it. We each took on about half the responsibility for organizing the wedding, but I think I was pretty reasonable about compromise when he said he really wanted something. There was only one hard and fast rule. Do not rub my face in the cake at the reception. Being a reasonable man who knows me well, he didn't. Instead, he grabbed me by the back of the head and shoved my head down into it. It was planned since the cake was destroyed and he had a bunch of cupcakes as backup. Oh, brother. Who spends hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a wedding cake just to shove your wife's face into it? That important to you, eh? To prove a point? To humiliate your new wife? It was that move that ultimately led the bride to reconsider her relationship. The next day, I told him we were done. But people around her are urging her to reconcile with her new husband and give him a second chance as they believe the bride is overreacting because of her issues. And her issues are, I'm very claustrophobic after a car accident years ago, and I panicked about being shoved into a cake and held there. Everyone is so united and confident in their assurance, and I'm making a terrible mistake that I wonder if they are right. I think it's easy to tell someone to marry a man or stay with a man or a woman when you're not a part of that marriage. It's also easy to tell them to leave, but I digress. I feel like nobody knows that relationship better than this bride. She's the one that's in it. And at the end of the day, like we've said before, it is a question about him not respecting her boundaries. That's also like kind of like the whole pushing the face into the cake. Like I feel like somebody could get the police called on them for that physical act of aggression. I started dating a girl about 7 years ago. When we met, she was getting up on her feet and trying to find her way in life. I let my imagination take over and started envisioning her potential and what kind of life we would have together. I never had the feeling of disarmed, punch-drunk love that I had for her, and that probably clouded my judgment. Don't we love it when we put people on pedestals and then we actually love the idea of the person and not the actual person? Can confirm. Love that. Love that for me. Love that for you. Seems to be a trend. Throughout our time together, she would reach out and ask for money for things, repairing a car, paying a bill, etc. We were getting closer the longer we dated, and I would always help her, assuming that I was making an investment in both our lives by helping her through a period of instability. All in all, I probably gave her about $15,000. After about 4 years of this, I finally popped the question. She accepted, and we were married after a brief engagement. 6 months into our marriage, she told me she'd been having car trouble and needed about $2,000 for the repair. This struck me as a bit odd. By that time, I was more than familiar with her vehicle and knew her explanation for what the issue was didn't make sense. Was she using it on, was she gonna use that money for something else? One evening after she went to sleep, I went and had a look at the part of the car she said was faulty. No issue. This set off alarms. I grabbed her phone on a hunch, typed in the amount she asked for, and it returned a text message with a guy she previously dated? Wait. Okay. No, I thought she was like gonna get some nails done or something. No, bestie, no. Not that nails cost $2,000, but you know what I'm saying? Like, apparently he reached out and asked for help repairing his car, and lo and behold, he asked for the same amount she had requested from me. My stomach turned as the thought entered my mind that maybe I had subsidized more of this guy's expenses across the time I dated my wife. Ooh. Oh, that's a big fat no from me. No. As I read through the messages further, I realized that this guy was the Lester Diamond to my Sam Rothstein, and I'd been played like a fool. I spent my entire relationship as a proxy sugar daddy. Wow. Okay, so you're funding the ex-boyfriend, eh? Is she still with him? Are they friends? Like, what's happening here? I thought on this for a few weeks and tried to figure out what to do next. These sacrifices were not insignificant to me. I'd been working as a surgical resident for much of our courtship, making very little money and working long hours to form a strong, solid foundation for our future. This was devastating, and I realized I couldn't reconcile the situation. I mean, yeah, I think I would probably be pretty pissed off if I found out that I was giving my loved one money and they were just giving it to someone that they had previously dated. Yeah, that would be a no from me. Once I had cooled down, I waited for an evening my wife went to bed early and I got onto her phone. I caught up on the most recent messages she and her paramour had sent one another. Then I initiated a conversation with him. Ooh, pretending to be her, yes. I posed as her and told him she'd been drinking, she's a recovering alcoholic, and that she needed to get some things off of her chest. Didn't go overboard, but I did send messages to the effect that she was not over him and that her affections had grown since marrying me. I all but teed him up to move in for a relationship with her. I then abruptly ended the chat and asked that we not talk about the conversation again in order to avoid furthering her relapse, but that we both keep in mind what we had spoken about and see if we could make a life together work. I then deleted the text from her phone and hoped the two would proceed forward together. They did. See, to me, it's almost like she still loved this guy and she was doing all these things for him because she wanted to get back with him. And eventually they did. You just had to be the one to nudge it in that direction. I kept an eye on the text for the next few months and progressively saw things heat up between them until it looked like she was committed to leaving me. We didn't have many assets together at the time as I was still finishing a surgical residency, so I knew the divorce would be quick and painless and that we would go our separate ways and she could start a new life with a guy whose underachievements I have been funding. That's a good point, eh? You're just kind of funding this guy that can't afford to get his own car fixed. Was it worth it? So, I filed for divorce and had her served papers. I was generous with the $10,000 in assets between us in order to make the split as quickly as possible and went on our ways to begin life anew. No, baby, you or her bank account, $10,000 is not going to be enough to fund her new deadbeat boyfriend. Well, new old deadbeat boyfriend. And you think that's the end of the story, right? Oh no, friend. You see, mama didn't raise a In our state, not only are assets separated upon marital severance, but so are debts. That's interesting. And medical school is expensive, really expensive. $250,000 expensive. Oh no, so now she owes you for medical school. Wow, touche. Checkmate, my friend. So ended up with a parting gift of about $125,000 of my student loans. Wow. Wowza. Mwah. Chef's kiss. And guess who she shotgun married 2 months after our divorce? George Clooney. Fortunately for her, she'll only have to pay half that amount because if history does indeed repeat itself, he'll be paying the other half once the marriage ends well. That was good. That was good. I'm not sure you needed to go there, but I'm glad that you did, sir. It was all I could do to not send them a piggy bank as a wedding gift. Best $15,000 I ever spent. Wow, way to make lemonade out of lemons, my love.
Got any grapes?
That was excellent. Excellent. So petty, so petty. And by the way, you can get 10% off petty merch right now from now until Christmas on shop.charlottedobre.net. So if you've been planning on getting one of these bad boys, now is your chance. Some of the sizes are sold out. Sorry about that. Y'all just love my merch. What can I say? Would love to hear what you guys want to see next on the petty line. Or something different, maybe? Give me some merch suggestions. What do you want on a t-shirt, on a hoodie, on a unicorn?
Will you sign my divorce? I've sent it multiple times in the last 8 or 9 months and it ain't been signed yet. How are you about to get married?
Whoa! She's over here showing off her wedding ring, her engagement ring. Something tells me that he might want that ring back, babes. Does he know we're still married? Because I feel like that might affect the future marriage. I don't think you can get married if you're already married, depending on where you live. I love how he has his divorce papers like in his hand too. He's like, let's go! Let's go! My wife is divorcing me after 4 days of marriage. Grab your popcorns, friends. Grab your kernels. I met this girl at work. We started out as friends. At the time, she was dating a married man and she carried on that secret relationship for a year.
Boy, we've got a live one. Fella.
Okay. It ultimately ended because he couldn't give her what she wanted. He was already married. Okay, so then you thought it was a good idea to go and date this woman?
We've got a live one, folks.
I mean, I'm just saying, she's got like a history of like cheating and having no problem with dating married men. I got to know her more and I saw a deeper side to her. Okay. We fell in love, adopted a puppy, moved in together during COVID. Everything was amazing. Our friends got along well. She integrated into my family well. I proposed to her with a beautiful ring, hired an amazing photographer and videographer, and had my family get involved with the staging of the proposal. I'm not sure when and where things went awry, but she cheated on me. Well, duh. With some guy she met at a 24-hour fitness in Cyprus. She went as far as meeting up with him at the beach, the same beach I proposed to her at. Wow, no shortage of the audacity with this one. Who knows what else happened? It wasn't until later that I found out that she's still been Snapchatting that married man early on in our relationship, sending him scandalous photos and videos. No shame to be found, my friends. None whatsoever. In any case, I'd been cheated on twice in our relationship, and after the second time, we both agreed to go to therapy individually and couples therapy.
I am more nervous than a blowfish in a basement full of balloons.
Okay, we didn't learn our lesson the second time? When you met her, she was cheating. She cheated on you twice, and now we're still not like breaking up? I eventually forgave her, and in my eyes, our relationship had never been stronger, and we had never been happier. Once a cheater, always a cheater, babes. Why do I feel like I know where this is going? Here's where it gets interesting. Place ad here. You can get 10% off petty merch right now from now until Christmas on shop.charlottedobre.net. Here's where it gets interesting. We're a month out from our wedding, finalizing the seating chart and other little details. It turns out she'd been cheating on me again. What? What do you mean? With a new guy she met at a CrossFit gym she just started a few months prior to our wedding. That's her stomping ground, eh? That's her hunting ground. I don't care about the details here, whether it was just an emotional type of cheating or physical. Note that I only found out after the wedding. The night before our wedding, we stayed in different rooms, different hotels even. She was FaceTiming that new guy and only got 3 hours of sleep. Oh God, it never ends with this chick. What's so great about her? You know, there are so many amazing women out there that would never do this to you, and you had to go and pick this one? Hell no, throw the whole woman away. I'll never understand it. As for me, I was clueless to it all and having a blast, spending time with family and friends that I haven't seen in a while. Many family members who had flown in from overseas. I wonder why she wasn't with you. That's weird, bro. The fact that she wasn't with you the night before your wedding, I don't know. I understand not wanting to see the bride in the wedding dress, but the night before, I feel like you do like wedding events, don't you? That's a red flag, as if there weren't already enough of them. The wedding ceremony and dinner reception was a blast. Amazing speeches, good drinks, lots of dancing. My wife and I had taken dance lessons to prepare for our first dance together. We even surprised our guests with a CO2 cannon. It was so fun. The calm before the storm, my friend. Until the next day. She texted me, I need some space. Jesus. 4 days after that, she says, I want a divorce. Shortly after, I want you to move out. 1 week later, she... with the guy. How insane is that? She's for the streets, my friend. You knew this from the beginning. To say that I was blindsided doesn't even begin to describe what was happening to me. Are you kidding me? You're blindsided? Really? Now 3 weeks later, I'm still processing everything. I scrambled to get words out, my emotions together. I was grasping for anything that would give me answers. It was like a cinder block was tied to my ankles, weighing me down under waves of confusion and sadness. I'm really, really sorry, babes. I'm really sorry that you went through this. All jokes aside, it sucks. You really believed in this person. You thought that you could change her. You wanted to believe the best in her at the end of the day, and she disappointed you. I can empathize for sure. She made new friends at the gym, people she could tell her side of the story to. I'm sorry, how can you really make people on your side when you cheat on your husband? Her real friends, her bridesmaids, and her family members, the ones closest to her, don't know the real story. What story is she saying to them? Probably a lie. She lost friends over this because she continues to lie to everyone. Even though she may have deactivated all her social media, she's not hiding this new relationship. Other people have posted pictures of the two of them together. Anyways, turns out I'm getting a divorce at the ripe age of 28. Some people never change their ways. As for me, I've learned a lot from this experience. I've learned how resilient I am, the importance of family, friendship, and how deceitful someone can really be. Good luck to everyone on their path. You know what else you should learn? Once a cheater, always a cheater, babes. That's the main takeaway from this. You did a great job of ignoring all the signs the universe sent you. I'm sorry. Like, I really don't mean to sound like I'm not empathizing with the situation, but I feel like there were plenty of times that he could have left. I mean, don't get involved with a woman who's involved with a married man. There's her character right there. That says everything you need to know about her, babes. She doesn't respect relationships. She doesn't respect a married relationship. And she certainly didn't respect yours. Subscribe!